I love cars.
No, colors.
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 Yeah. If you
love-
like cars, you can say that as well.
I love colors.
Okay, and cars?
Cars also.
Okay. I need the light.
I need the light.
Fantastic. Thank you
This
so
is
much.
a tree.
Need the
I
light.
need the light.
That's
I
very
see
good.
the light.
You see the light. Yeah, even better. Yeah, the numbers
It's
are going up.
353.
That's crazy. Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
My name is Jeff White. I'm the superintendent of schools.
My name is Jared Kahmar, and I am the principal here at George F. Baker High School and the assistant superintendent for instruction.
Oh, geez, that's a tough one. My best quality, probably I love to build teams and create harmony.
My best quality is always seeking to do the right thing.
I thought you were gonna say is to be in the team.
That's what I thought he was going to say too.
On payday.
Let's do this, guys. Amazing.
right.
Good to see you. Great.
Good morning.
It's a good
Good
time.
morning. Good morning.
Good morning. So we are back at school.
Back in school. Yeah, let me.
Oh,
Opla.
those are different than our times, right? I mean, I say our, but
Very.
yeah,
Yeah, very different.
yeah, more modern, more clean. Yeah, right. Mine were in wood, and the wood was always rotten.
Yes. Yes. The food's much better. You got to meet Chef Anthony downstairs.
Yeah, exactly.
He's very good.
Okay. And so, guys, tell us a little bit more about your stories. Did you grow up locally to here? Do you come from somewhere else in the world? Where?
I'm originally from Long Island. I was born and raised there. But I've been living up in the Hudson Valley. I had moved up here for a bit. I worked nearby at Monroe Woodbury School District.
Okay.
I lived there for about 6.5 years. And then went back to the island for a little bit. Now I'm back up here. I'm living in Tuxedo Park.
Okay, nice. And what about you?
Yep. And I'm born and raised here in Orange County.
Okay.
I'm fairly new to Tuxedo. This is my first year here. But I'm in my 23rd year as an educator here in Orange County.
Okay, and I'm amazing. And I posto this. And okay, guys. Let's say where we are now, because this is what is this building, and where are we now geographically?
This is George F. Baker High School.
Okay.
And we are in technology classroom, Mr. Margada's room.
Nice. What do we learn here inside this school? This class.
We're very big in STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math.
Stamp.
Yes, STEM. That's right.
Yeah.
And Mr. Margada's got quite a bit of STEM projects going on in here. He's got his printers over there. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that's what takes place in this room.
You were just saying that they code here and then it comes out here, right?
That's right. They've got their printers over there.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah. I can see some robots and the drones over there.
Yes.
Do you do robotics as well?
We do.
Here?
Yeah.
Are you sure this isn't just a place where you hang out and you play video games and stuff?
Well, Marco, you caught us.
Yeah.
But the world is very much going towards technology and going into what you just said. It's much different from when we grew up. These kids today are very digital native. Cell phones. They've got the power. They've got more power in their palm of their hand than they had to send the spaceship to the moon in 1969. So the district is a STEM school, thanks very much to the efforts of Mr. Margada over there. We're only one of, I think it's 78 schools in New York State and one of 78 in the country. So
wow.
We are focused towards the STEM curriculum. Yeah.
Okay, nice. And guys, so what's your main passion? Why did you want to fall into within what you're doing now? Because I guess you applied to get to the positions where you are today. What was the reason? Yeah. Because now you can connect the dots backwards, right?
Yeah, I was from the private sector originally, and I came into this because I wanted to make a difference. And my two greatest passions are kids and education.
Okay.
So that's why I left that to do this sort of work.
And why is that? Why was the reason? Why were you interested in kids and the
education? Well, I've always been a book, person, and I'm a lifelong learner. And I wanted to share that with kids. I love having an impact and helping develop young people into becoming adults and helping guide them in their lives.
Okay.
So to me, that's very rewarding.
Nice.
So
helping them achieve their potential, right? Whatever they talent.
Yes, like everybody else, when I first started, I was looking for the big bucks, the top paying jobs.
Yes, yeah.
I was doing that, and I was like, wait, something's missing.
Nice.
This is very rewarding. You feel like you're giving back.
Nice. I love this, and applause to that. Not to follow the
Thank you.
bucks.
Yeah. And I always like to distill my experience in philosophy as a leader to the quote that we all know of, teaching someone to fish. If I give you a fish, I can feed you today, but if I teach you to fish, I can feed you for a lifetime.
Yes, you make me independent.
Yeah. But there's a third piece to that. But if I teach you how to teach other people how to fish, we can feed the world.
Wow.
I feel like as a leader, that's sort of my philosophy.
I love that. I love that. Amazing.
Working together to teach others.
Very inspirational. Yeah. And applause to this. I mean, it's very good. Yeah. And guys, talking about this, do you have a class to talk about psychology, sociology? Do you teach these as well to do something that is great for you and for the community?
We do. Yeah.
Okay.
We have psychology classes. Also, the district, one of the major initiatives of the district is our social emotional learning. Which we're doing K through 12. So that's very big in the district.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add, Jeff?
Yeah, just that we have a robust, while we're a very small district in New York State, we have a really robust program for college level classes and advanced placement classes.
Wow.
And included in that is the traditional psychologies and all the sciences and U.S. history. So
I love this. Did you see? Did you notice a difference in maybe when these classes were missing before? And then instead the outcome when you introduced those classes, you said, wow, those kids are different.
Especially we just introduced social emotional learning last year, and we are seeing a difference. It's making a difference, making kids more empathetic, more understanding.
Nice. Okay, more sensible to...
Yes, and understanding their own, their own, managing their own feelings, regulating themselves,
Amazing.
So you are seeing a difference, And we use the Yale ruler model, which was created in Yale University. So.
Okay. Yes, yeah. I learned about Yale through the Gilmore Girls. Yeah, sorry. I've never heard about it. Okay, good. And
how could you?
No. How could I watch the Gilmore Girls? They're fun. Yes. Well, we watch it together, by the way. So I'm not the only one.
Guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
That's great.
And okay, guys, and so school changing the outcome of those kids. Is that somehow changing the outcome that you could have had? Is it something like repairing something that you think? So do you think you're making the future better?
Yes.
What's the purpose that you have personally? Behind this.
Yeah, I think we're preparing kids. The globe is becoming more competitive. It used to be the United States was #1 in everything, and the kids had a lot more opportunities. But the world is catching up, and it's becoming much more competitive. And on top of that, I think with all the social media and all the digital, it's becoming more stressful. There's more cyber bullying worldwide and things like that. So we have to prepare them for that world.
Okay,
and that world isn't just academic. It's also it's college and career readiness. We've got some kids that are going into some great fields, becoming steam fitters, electricians, things like that. So we're trying to address the broad spectrum of kids here.
But talking about competitiveness, isn't it better to because competitiveness can be on anything, It's just a state of mind, to be alert and trying to be better than everyone. Isn't it better to focus on being passionate about something so you become the best of yourself at something that you love, without having necessarily to compete? So you because I think that competitiveness may even put you off focus. So maybe you would have done something else if you didn't have to be competitive on a field.
You tend to be distracted by the focus on the other.
It kind of
that you want to win over rather than on yourself, and then you can reach.
Well,
you should start even more.
Like it pulls you away from your uniqueness.
To be competitive, you gotta love what you do.
Yeah.
So we need to help. We need to, help kids find. That's why in our course catalog we have a wide array of classes and courses, because the best thing you can do for kids is expose them to as much as you can and help them find their passion. Because when you're passionate about something, you're going to naturally you're going to do it every day. What's the expression? if you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life, right?
No, correct.
Clearly.
Totally agree.
Like you guys,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
You guys love what you do. It's very obvious.
100%. And I have to say that every time that I felt threatened by a competitor, that was the moment that I was going to make myself better.
Yes.
That happened
Yes.
naturally.
That's right.
Every time I was threatened, I was going, oh my gosh, so I gotta do something else. I gotta step up the game. And that's true. But somehow it was stressful.
Yes.
And sometimes I had to step out a little bit from what was the main focus, So there was
Kind of lost sight a little bit of your mission.
Correct. So at that, I think it wasn't healthy back, if I think about it.
Yeah.
It's always hard to strike that balance
Yes.
between how competitive you want to be, how much do you want to fill the competition.
Right.
So it's always very.
How competitive? Are you? How competitive are you two guys?
No, we're
No, you're a good team, man. You like to
absolutely.
create teams
We don't
as well.
compete with each other. We're competing against getting the kids to be the best they can be. That's our
Okay, that's
competition.
good. Yeah.
I always like the model. I'm a coach at heart as well. And I try to preach to our kids all the time. You compete, you don't compare. So don't
Nice.
compare yourself to that competition. You're
Yes,
competing
absolutely,
to
absolutely.
produce
Yeah,
your
yeah.
best.
See what I mean?
No.
How can you compete with this guy?
Guys,
You got to be a team with them.
you're perfect. You're the perfect human. So very wise, very wise. And what's your vision for the next 5 years? Let's say, where do you see the school growing? And do you have new topics, new classes, new sports? What do you see, and why?
We are developing an athletic. The program in athletics is being developed quite a bit. We're offering more teams now than we had previously. We're also doing. We're combining with other schools to create more teams. And team, being a team player is critical. It's not just academic. You've got to learn all of the different facets of growth. And teams and sports, I think, are very critical towards that. Also, playing in musical instruments and playing in a band, it's the same idea. It's a team.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think what's special to me about Tuxedo and our school here, with the size of our building and the volume of kids, our staff is so invested. Our teachers are so invested in our kids, getting them to compete to be their best, but also being able to individualize the program to tailor it to each student's interests.
That's fantastic because I imagine this is also one of the challenges in both your roles, because of course you take care of developing like cutting edge curriculums, but also you have budgets on the other side. And when it comes to cutting edge curriculum and budget, then you also want to cater to unique talents and styles of learning for each student. It's something you say you focus on allowing every single type of talent and study technique to flourish. But when it comes to budget now related, how do you cope and how do you choose? Because there is always something, you have always to make a choice, I imagine.
You mean it's about cut out,
So if you have to leave something out and say, no, we cannot fund this for this next years, and we have to give priority to this. But then this curricula that we wanted to push forward, it's also important. How do you
Well, I have to say,
choice?
I have to give them a plug. Our Senator Skoufis and Assemblyman Brabenek were hugely helpful with this year because the state was going to cut our foundation aid significantly this year. And they stood up against the governor against that and saved our budget and many of our programs this year. But there is a fine line, and what we try to do is we try to keep the budgets low and stable. So we don't want to see big spikes because that gets the community upset.
That's intelligent,
But I think one of the key things right now is the Tuxedo Farms project, which is going to be going in.
Yes.
That's going to change dramatically the entire district. We're going to be adding close to 400 kids. It's going to be 1,600 homes built in the district. So it's going to double the size of Tuxedo. The district's going to go back to an enrollment of around 600. So we have to figure out we have enough space in the high school, but not in the elementary school. So we're going to have to figure out how to accommodate that and, how to get these kids enrolled into the program.
Absolutely.
And also keep moving everything forward. So we're looking at things like we've just put cutting edge math program, next gen math for New York State. And now we're going to be at some point in the near future adopting the science of reading. So a lot of this stuff is cognitive science is really a burgeoning field right now. And it's an exciting time to be in education because you're figuring out how does the mind work? How do you teach people?
Absolutely.
It's very true. It's an exciting time.
It is.
I would have, it's beautiful. Yeah.
It is, yeah. And we want to incorporate that into the way we teach and teaching and learning here. So
I love that. I love that moving forward. Okay.
And unrelated, but still, we are here at George Baker School, High School. You were telling me about the history.
Oh yes.
Could you tell us more about it? Because it's very fascinating. I mean, every corridor here is historical.
It's historical. Yes, yes. There's quite a bit of history here. George F. Baker was a very prominent member of the community here. He actually was he founded what's now Citibank, one of the largest banks in the world. He was also a railroad magnate. And he and George Grant Mason donated the money for this building, and it's named George F. Baker High School. At the time of his death, Baker was the third richest man in the United States, after Ford and Vanderbilt. Was it Vanderbilt or Rockefeller? Forgive me, Rockefeller. And he was a philanthropist. And if you look, he donated the money for Harvard Business School.
Wow.
And the top echelon of Harvard Business School students, they're called George F. Baker Scholars. If you ever get a chance to see the Harvard Business School library, this is a miniature version of that building. So it's pretty spectacular. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
He also donated the laboratory at Cornell and some fields down in Columbia. So he's a very, very prominent person. He was called the Dean of American Banking.
Wow.
That's how important he was to the banking world. So the structure was built in 1931. And the other contributor was George Grant Mason as well. So, and the building next door was named after him.
Wow.
Amazing. And applause to that. And this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful school.
It's amazing.
I mean, the columns and the structure is
like the architecture, that every little piece, but also the new additions. I've seen there are so many paintings along the corridor.
The students
which I imagine
created
are,
yes.
Of course, nowadays paintings, and they are beautiful. It's
yes.
just like I had like a flashback of my art classroom, looking at those paintings.
Were you very artistic in school?
You had art school in Sardinia?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know you. Oh, this is a national joke, you know.
No, I don't.
Sorry, people from Sardinia. It's,
Well, we'll have you paint one of the walls if you like. We'll have you do one of the walls.
Oh, that's very kind of you. No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful that you allowed this to actually an old school to be painted on top with modern paintings as well, and it's beautiful.
Yes, even though we're STEM, we are very focused on the arts as well. So I think really we're kind of STEAM, which is, includes the arts in there, because the arts are so critical to the world, really. And
guys, one thought about this, because it's true. The world is moving a lot towards technology, a lot, very, very fast. So it's very in demand, especially because there is a lot of business done around it, right? Apps and internet, whatever, you mention it. But many people, they just want to be dancers and singers and actors. They embrace art. They love it.
Right,
do you think that there is a push towards sending people to learn technology and stuff rather than, if you want to be a dancer, it's fun. Even if it's not something that's going to bring progress in technology, it's going to bring progress in dancing. And plus, it's just important that you're going to be happy. Well, what do you think about this? Because, there is a strong push towards technology.
Sometimes there is always the arts and culture curricula always gets a
Yeah.
little bit left behind
They just have
in
to,
this
yeah.
rush, right,
Yeah.
of technology.
No, the arts are critical. It's part of our it's part of our humanity.
Okay,
And,
yeah, exactly.
you know, it can't just be all logic and technology.
Correct. Yeah,
Yeah, that's part of our humanities program. We very
yeah.
much want to develop that in kids.
Fantastic. Okay, guys, you've been fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You've been
It was a
fantastic.
pleasure.
Oh, no. Where are you going?
Stay,
We need to
stay.
sign out,
second,
sign off
one
the
second.
episode.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
great.
So, okay, you point the finger as
He's
well.
already running back to work, this guy. You can't stop him.
Things to
you know?
do.
So point the finger with us. So let's see who's
Next.